Alright, so this is number 4. The quantity P varies inversely as the square of V. So for inverse proportion, P is proportionate to 1 over V squared. Because it's inverse, it has to be 1 over V squared. If it was direct, it will just be P and V squared. But inverse means we have to invert the one of the other ones, right? The K is something we use in math as a precaution. That goes with that, right? The question was, though, using the letters P, V, and K form an equation connecting the quantities P and V. All we need to do is to change this proportion sign to an equal sign. So P is equal to K over V squared. All right, part 2. Given that V is equal to 3, P is equal to 4, determine the positive value of V when P is 1. They have given us this in order to find K. Once we have found K, then we will be able to find the other part of this, right? So let us substitute. Instead of P, we're going to write 4. So 4 is equal to K over 3 squared is 9. The opposite of division is multiplication. So in my next line, I have 4 by 9 is K. So K is 36. This is 1 mark here for that. Oh, there was a mark for this too. 1 mark. All right, going back to part 2, to find V now when P is 1, we need to substitute K and P into the original equation. So P is equal to K over V squared, 1 is equal to 36 over V squared. Same thing we did before, the opposite of division is multiplication. 1 by V squared is V squared. V squared is 36, that means V is positive or negative 36. Because we found the square root of 36, positive or negative. But V is positive. They said it quite clearly in the question. Determine the positive value of V. So V is positive 6 only, and this is our second mark. All right. So for part B, we had an inequality. Given that x is a real number, solve the inequality, and it is a two-part inequality. 7 minus 7 is less than 3x plus 5, which is less than or equal to 7. So let's break it up into two parts. This first part here, going this way, and maybe another color, maybe highlighter, and then this second part over here. Right, we've broken it up into two manageable pieces. Minus 7 is less than 3x plus 5. We are working this as if it was an equal sign, but you can never write the equal sign. You have to keep it as an inequality. So the opposite of adding 5 is subtracting 5. Minus 7 minus 5 is minus 12. So negative 12 is less than 3x. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide by 3. Negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. Negative 4 is less than x. Tip, read from x. X is greater than negative 4. And that comes in down here. So when we're doing this first part, we know that it has to be an open circle at negative 4. And since x is greater than negative 4, we are going in this direction. All right, next one. 3x plus 5 is less than or equal to 7. Again, we are subtracting the 5. So 3x is less than or equal to 2. We divide by 3. X is less than or equal to 2/3. Right, we have it right here. So at 2/3, notice I have it between 0 and 1. You want to make sure it is in the correct space on the number line. It is a filled circle because for less than or equal to, we use filled circles, and it is going this way. So the area that represents the answer on the number line is the common area, which is this part between those two numbers. Right? So our first part is 2 marks. So getting this 1 mark, getting this 1 mark, that is our our 2 marks. Represent your answer on a number line. This is the number line that you have to draw. It is 1 mark. Right? You must have all the elements to get the mark. And then we have part C. Part C. So I have this little note here. To really understand, see your STP 3, chapter 9, pages 124 and 126. They are different forms of the equation of a straight line, and I want you to look at especially at exercise 9G. All right, so for part C gives us this equation of a straight line. They tell us that Q crosses the y-axis. The line crosses the y-axis at Q. So Q is on the y-axis, and that means that x is 0. So plugging in 0, 0 over 3 plus y over 7 is equal to 1. 0 you cannot, so you can't go into 0. 0 plus y over 7 is 1. Multiply by the 1, y is 7. So Q is the point 0, 7. So 1 mark for that. You don't have to show the working, those of you who are in art math, but this is a detailed explanation so that everyone can benefit. 1 mark. What is the gradient of this line? All right, so to get the gradient, we need to convert this to the form y equal to mx plus c. This is the easiest way to do it. Or when you look at exercise 9J, you can see an even easier way to do it, which I cannot explain in this video. So I convert the LCM of 3 and 7 is 21. I multiply the entire equation by 21 each one. So x on 3 by 21 on 1 plus y on 7 by 21 on 1. And then 1 by 21, giving me 7x plus 3y is equal to 21. If I were to cancel out, because 3 into 21, 7, 7 into 7, 1, 7 to 21, 3, 7x, 3y, 21. So 3y is this, y is that. So when we rewrite it with the 7x in front, the m is always the coefficient of the x. So here, my m is minus 7 on 3. This is my gradient. 2 marks for this. There are easier ways to do it. If you would only check exercise 9G, you will find an easier way to do it. So it's 2 marks. 1 mark for your gradient. I don't know, 1 mark for any part there of hair. 2 marks. Total for number 4 is 9 marks.